And now we welcome on a very special guest. He's a multi-platinum artist. He's a part of one of the most iconic duos tag team and their most famous song, Whoop, There It Is.
No, you got it wrong.
Did?
It's Scoop, There It Is.
Oh, yeah, Scoop, There It Is.
There it is, yeah. There's a remix now.
Yeah, the remix now, yeah. Oh, the commercial, yeah. We have DC, the reign supreme. Let's move on right now.
See if Richie can technology today.
No,
there we go.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Am I crispy?
You sound very crispy.
What's going on, people?
How are you, man? I haven't heard your voice in a while. I mean,
yeah.
I used to listen to you all the time.
Hey, man, I'm still doing it. I've never stopped, just doing it at different places. That's all, in a different way. But everything is good. Before we get started, man, I got one thing to get off my chest. Sprinkle! All right, I'm ready, man. Let's go.
Awesome.
So, congratulations on the new commercial. Of course, it's everywhere. Everybody's talking about it, and it is catchy. And I'll be singing it like for the whole day after I see it. So, congratulations.
It's a good commercial.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun making it, and it's just interesting that, I don't know what people think about how that happened, but it really happened in a way that just proves that hard work pays off, and never giving up and never quitting and always thinking differently and playing offense and planting seeds and all that good stuff. All the things you hear in the self-help and all the entrepreneurial books and all that stuff is really true because I am living it.
Do you do any motivational speaking or anything?
Okay, so for me, I have been offered several engagements for motivational speaking, but I just like to do podcasts because it's my responsibility to tell people what I've been through and
sure. That's awesome.
My thing is just to talk to people and tell them the things of my experiences and my knowledge and my wisdom that I wish somebody had told me when I was a young man, right? And that's all I care about. If you want to pay me to do this, now I am going to do a TED Talk. I'm going to blow that away. But
that's awesome.
That's great.
Things, right? But, the narrative is there, right? And, people think that we did Whoop, There It Is, and then we didn't do, we were just laying around our drawers for 20 years and then called us, and it wasn't like that. It's like it was just a journey fraught with all kind of things. But, what is your resolve? What are you going to do? Are you going to look at the glass half full, or are you going to look at the glass half empty? And I've always looked at the glass half full. So I've always been able to make money, from being a DJ to being a rapper, to being an SEO specialist, to being I could do pretty much so many things. And when I was younger, everybody's like, DC, you're all over the place. You can't do it like that. And it's like, jack of all trades, master of none, blah, blah, blah. But if you live long enough and you hustle hard enough, all those things merge together, right? And they become one, and they all serve you, right? And some of those trades you become masterful in, right? And that is what has happened. So I'm always proactive. I'm always trying to learn. I got a terminology called learn how to learn, and I'm always just pushing forward. And because of the things that I've done and the seeds that I've laid in my life, I, am in a good position in my life right now, and I'm having a ball.
Awesome.
Wow, yeah, that's really cool. So you started as a DJ. Is that how you got your start into things?
I've been DJ since I was a kid. I started when I was like 15 years old, and I just recently retired in 2015, just because, and not because I don't like DJ, but because the clubs changed, right?
Yeah.
And the whole paradigm of the club shifted, and it's just something that I couldn't adapt to like I wanted to, and it was time. I didn't want to be a 50-year-old DJ, right? Pursue other things, and I did. I'm a voiceover artist now. I'm an actor now. I'm real proficient in search engine optimization and building websites.
Oh, wow.
So all of that, and because of the pandemic, and because of this Geico commercial, it forced me to become my own PR firm, right? Because we couldn't get money making shows. We couldn't, there's a lot of things that we couldn't do
Yeah, the world kind of stopped for the year. So
yeah. Everything stopped. So there's things that we could not do. And doing shows was one of them. So I said, well, what am I going to do? How am I going to make lemonade out of these lemons? And my mindset is, okay, I'm going to take these lemons, make a lemonade company, franchise that lemonade company, and then sell it for $20 million. That's my
There we go.
Richie, put that on a t-shirt.
I'm gonna get a publicist. I couldn't find a publicist, so I tried and had meetings with publicists. They were like, well, we're in a pandemic, we don't know how to work this, and it's different. And I'm like, okay. And whenever I get stuck, this is a learn how to learn moment. Whenever I get stuck with anything, I join an organization, society, or just a club that in these organizations and societies, there are professionals that have been mastering what their profession is for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. So when you join that organization, not only are you privy to all the knowledge that they have, but you're privy to all their resources. So I joined the Public Relations Society of America. I said, I'm gonna be a publicist. And 2 days in, I get on this Zoom call with this big CEO of this PR firm. And I raised my hand and say, our press release is relevant. And they're like, well, what's it for? I was like, I'm kind of featured in a Geico commercial called Scoop. There it is. And they're like,
so you actually created that.
I'm looking at the chat and it's like, oh, God, is that him? I love that commercial. Blew up the whole entire Zoom chat, right?
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's like, oh my gosh. Answer his question, our press release is relevant? And the CEO's like, yes. The whole last year was doom and gloom, right? It's all been COVID. Everybody's used up all their content. There's only so much Netflix you can watch, right? So they're looking for anything. And then here you guys come with a feel-good story, throwing sprinkles everywhere and ice cream scoops and ice cream. And, got little babies singing it and old folks saying it, and everybody just bringing joy to the world at the time when the world needed to smile.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, definitely.
She's like, throw that thing out there. And you want to go here for all the journalists. You want to go here for all the TV shows. You want to go here for the talk shows. You want to go here for, all this. You want to make sure your pictures are this, that. And the CEO gave me the whole game in 10 minutes.
Wow.
Didn't give up. I kept pressing. I kept hustling. Didn't take no for an answer. I learned how to learn. And it has opened my world to things that I could have never imagined that are happening for me every day. And it is the true reason why you guys and I are sitting here talking right now, right? And to me, that's a good thing. So I am now my own PR firm. I do 4 or 5 of these a day, and I just spread the word, and things are coming back to me in droves. And everybody's like, but you can't do everything, DC. Like, of course I can't do everything, but I can prepare.
You can sure try. That's for sure.
I can prepare for everything because you never know what's going to come back and hit you, right? And it's like a seed. Everybody thinks, it's like a quid pro quo. There is no quid pro quo, right? There is no I do this and then this is supposed to happen. It's, do you plant a seed in the dirt, sit down, look at the seed and be like, come on, seed, grow. Come on, seed, please grow, please grow. No, you don't do that, right? Like most people be like, this seed don't work, I quit. And you don't do that, but I know people who do that. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And for me, I plant that seed and keep it moving. I plant that seed. I don't even remember the seeds that I plant until they come back and hit me. all the seeds that I planted in my life, and grown at different variations and different forms and different entities seem like they're all merging at the same time. And now I stand before you in a forest of opportunities, right? And if I'm not ready for these opportunities, I don't know what's going to come my way. I just have to be ready so I can take advantage of the opportunity and get my money, right? And that is what it's all about for me. And that's what I try to talk to people about, that never let anybody tell you that you can't do something. Never quit, and don't beat yourself up about mistakes in your past, right? About this. I used to beat myself about this mistake, this missed opportunity. Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? And the pandemic made me realize those weren't missed opportunities. you're doing those things now, right? Because I look back when I was sitting in the office of the president of New Line Cinema, and I didn't know what I was even doing. He was like, we might want to cast you for, with Wesley Snipes and LL Cool J, because it's between them for Blade. And this is 25 years ago.
Wow.
Right?
Crazy.
And I didn't know where I was at, and I wasn't ready, because sometimes we aren't ready, right?
Right.
So you can't look at it as a missed opportunity, because if you really look at it, you weren't ready. You weren't going to be ready magically, and then you were going to be a superstar. You have to be ready for stuff that comes at you. So I look at it as opportunities delayed. And now, the pandemic, I've shot 2 movies. I'm in 2 TV shows, and I do voiceover for grocery stores and other chains. And now I'm good. I'm standing here, and here comes Geico. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, wow.
That's just beautiful for me, right? It just works out. So
planting them seeds, Richie. Plant the seeds. Get the seed planted.
We're planting seeds. I mean,
yeah. And you just have to think differently, right?
Totally.
Yeah. You can't think like everybody else. Everybody I talk to, right? It's amazing, because these things are happening to me real time. So when I talk to people or opportunities come my way, everybody always tells me about the problems, right? This is the problems. We shouldn't do this. We shouldn't do that. This is terrible. This is this. This is that. And I don't think like that. I think about what's the most fantastical, the craziest solution that I could possibly have for this situation, right? And it might not make any sense, but if you can get to that point, that's what you ultimately want to get to.
Right. Yeah.
But then
I agree.
It's kind of far-fetched. So you work your way back to practicality, and then you're halfway there. But people don't do that. People like, man, there's too many problems with that, so I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah,
right?
quit while they're down, basically.
Yeah, man.
And that's one thing. That's one thing that, like, we started this podcast a year ago, and you know how many times that both of us, I just want to quit. I just want to quit. I just want to quit. And Richie,
I kept pushing.
Yeah,
he
kept pushing, and then a few times he was gonna cancel, and I kept pushing. It's always nice to have that backer. Is there anybody in your life that's kind of like that pushing force, or is it just you pushing for you? Do you have a solid support system around you?
It's not even about that. Even if your support system isn't solid, it still serves you, right?
Right.
If all your friends around you are constantly telling you, hey man, you can't do this and you can't do that, these people love you, right? But at the same time, they kind of got your best interest at heart. They just don't know, right?
Right.
So when you say, get rid of all the people who are negative in your life, no, those are the ones that's going to show you the way, because you know what not to do. You know what not to be like.
I guess haters put that fire in your belly.
Yeah. Haters are your motivators.
Yeah, haters are motivators.
And what you have to do, like, I love being wrong, right? Because one, if I'm wrong, that means my ego and my pride is devastated. I don't show it, but on the inside, I'm dying, right? Because I'm wrong. So I eat that, right? But people that can't admit they're wrong, they will go down the rabbit hole to give you every excuse on how to be right. And I don't argue with those type of people. I just let them go. And then now they're stuck in that rabbit hole, and they end up believing everything that they said, and it's false. So now they're stuck believing something that's not true, and it keeps them down. And for me, being wrong is the path to being right. I'll never be wrong about that again, right? You just have to, I think differently, man, and I can't help it. I can't, and every time, I'm grateful for even sitting here talking to you, because I work things out just by talking to people, right?
Yeah.
And you get ideas and you come up with different formulas and you test them out. And then everything I'm doing now is just coming back and it's working for me. And it's just a testament to just, there's no give up. People ask, how do you control fear? How do you control fear when you want to do something? I was like, be scared. You could do both. You could be scared and keep it moving, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
You could be scared and keep moving forward. Every time I get ready to get on stage, I'm scared.
Really?
There's a fear.
You've been on stage, thousands and thousands of times.
It's fear. Okay, it is a feeling that is so uncomfortable that I've learned to, I just deal with it, right? And then once I open my mouth, it's all good. So
Definitely.
you just know that it just works out for you. And
I was scared the first couple episodes we did this because I didn't know how it was going to be and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we took that leap and just started, doing recordings.
You just have to do it and just keep going and keep pushing. So yeah,
keep going. Next thing you know, you might get a sponsor here, you might get a sponsor there, and then you just never know who's listening to your podcast, and all of a sudden you blow up.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to bring it back to the '90s real quick. And talk about your music career. How has tag team originated and all that?
As far as what, just like
how I guess how you and the other guy met and came up with the song "Whoop There It Is."
Oh, I mean, we met in high school. I went to, that was my influence, just meeting Steve, and we were all musically inclined, and we just started grinding. And we had a band, and it disbanded. I went to college, and me and Steve stayed together, we tag team, and then he came down to Atlanta. I moved down to Atlanta, and then I started working in the clubs, and then we were in the Southeast, and I knew we had to make bass music to get out of the Southeast. So
yeah, definitely.
I told Steve we got to make some bass music or some up-tempo stuff, and he's like, I can't make that stuff. I was just think Planet Rock. So all you got to do is think Planet Rock. And what? Sorry about that.
No worries.
Man. And it just works out that way. And he was like, okay, bet. And he did it, and it worked out for him. And then I had a song called Whoop There It Is I was working on, and then all of a sudden everything came together, and everybody think it was this Manhattan Project, but it was just a song, right? And that was it. And it blew up. And it's that simple, right? So
that's crazy.
I really don't buy into what everybody else buys into. I try to keep it as simple as possible because that's what it was. And hey, I've been able to live 28 years off of one record.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Awesome.
The best one-hit wonder ever.
Yeah, right.
Hey, if I got to be one, I got to be that.
Exactly.
So it works out.
You know what? We don't have our Geico commercial yet.
No, I know.
I mean, you did something right.
Yeah. But
I heard you're originally from Chicago. Is that true?
I was born in Chicago and moved to Denver when I was 4. So, but I am from Chicago. Yeah,
we're in Chicago ourselves. So
cool. Okay.
Big Bulls fans growing up in the '90s, and I actually found my old book of CDs, and I have the Whoop There It Is CD in the garage.
Jock Jams.
Oh, and Jock Jams.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, man, I appreciate you guys having me on today for this little bit of time, man.
Definitely.
Got a fire I got to put out, man. So
no worries.
Thank you for your time.
And if you guys want to bring me back, man,
thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah. If you guys want to bring me back, I'll always come back for you, man. But
thank you. Before we let you go, you said you're doing some podcasts. Do you podcast yourself?
Nah, I just, that's what the PR is.
Okay.
PR is I do press every day. Whether it's podcast, press release, whatever, every single day, and it opens up doors for you. You don't never. I do it from the smallest podcast to the biggest. Don't matter.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Go plant your seeds.
Hey, man, you guys have a great day. All right.
All right.
You too.
I'll catch you later.
Thank
you.
Thank you so much.
You got it.